Hey, welcome back to another episode of Radio 22's Talk 22, the show hosted by me, your boy Mizzle to the Jizzle. We back at it again, bringing you the conversations that you want to talk about, and we bring it to you with nothing but the real. We appreciate everybody who joined us last time on the conversation we had. It was very insightful. We tried to talk about, gender and sports and, who belongs in what situation and who should be competing on what levels. And I feel like it was all very necessary to talk about. I feel like some may have felt uh, somewhat slighted or whatnot in that conversation, but we never mean to harm. We basically just the conversation's there to work through it and talk about it and see, where opinions may lie and somewhere it may help. So that's what we are here to do on Radio 22's Talk 22. And we appreciate you joining the program with us. So please leave your comments where you can as well, because we want you in on the conversation as well. But today's conversation, we're talking about a situation where, we're looking at things and how things transpire throughout the media, throughout just life. We had a hell of a year last year with coronavirus, all the election stuff, all the different stuff that went down. We dealing with so many losses. People's we got big time celebrities that died for us, that we've come to enjoy their music or their movies or whatever they put out. And we may even have some personal losses that may be affecting us these days. But today's conversation is all about emotional triggers, and we're going to talk more about that. But in that conversation, I have some of my heavy hitters, like I always do. Some heavy hitters here to have adds into that conversation and help us journey through there. I'm gonna start, ladies first. I got on the line Raven. Raven, can you please say what's up to the people?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, thanks for joining the program, Raven. Can you let the people know you out of the Beloit area?
Oh, good old boy, Wisconsin.
That's what's up. We
Old South.
appreciate you.
Near Rockford. I want
Okay,
to near Madison. I ain't that
okay.
far away, y'all. Not that far.
Represent Madison, represent the Illinois, all of
Yeah.
that. We appreciate you for joining the program. Also, we got the boy, you've seen him so many times. Well, he came to join us once again, the homie Bang out the Madison area. Can you say what's up, Bang?
What's going on, people?
Hey, you let the people know what you're working on these days, Bang.
Hey, I got so much music coming out. You just gotta get up with me on my website. But quarantine is out. You know what I'm saying? Stream Nez about the coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? It's hitting on Spotify. So, make sure y'all holler at me on that one. And new music coming out real super soon.
Man, we can't wait, Bang. Appreciate you joining the program. Also, we got on the line out the Milwaukee area. We got the homie Mecca Malo back on the program. You say what's up to the people, please.
Peace, and blessings, yo. What's going on? What's going on?
What's good? We appreciate you joining the program, Mecca. Can you let the
Thanks
people
for
know
having
what
me.
you've been working on?
I've been working on a lot of stuff right now. Got an album coming out featuring various artists that I'm pretty much producing 90% of. Also got a live album coming out as well, all live instrumentation. It's pretty much going to be like kind of like a hip hop jazz type of feel. And man, it's a lot of stuff, man. I'm also a part of the National Beat Battle Association with the Milwaukee Pad Masters. It's a team that I'm actually the team captain for. We got a 10-man roster of some of the dopest producers from Milwaukee. The entire season is streaming right now on YouTube, so go check that out. National Beat Battle Association.
Man, this man got a lot going on. If you're an MC in the area, I'm telling you, hit this man's line.
Thank you.
He busy though, but hit his line.
Yeah.
Also on the line, we got the homie Larry on the line. He coming out of the Iowa area. Can you say what's up to the people, Larry? You gotta unmute your mic.
Hello. Yeah, Larry Jackson, represent Iowa. We're also doing some work in Wisconsin. So we're working on a project with regards to Black men's wellness in the Madison area. So I'm providing the mental health support for the African American males for that program. But full-time therapist, also have a private practice as well. So those are things that are going on presently. We have got it writing a couple of books this year, one on parenting and another one on relationships. The one coming out hopefully sometime in June is value-based parenting. And so that'll be coming out. And then I have another one coming out later on this summer called House of Cards regarding relationship counseling. So those are the two big things I'm doing. 3 big things.
We appreciate you, Larry. He's busy as always. We appreciate you joining the panel to speak on this as well. Okay, so we're just going to jump right into it if we can. We got the conversation, and I want to start. Like I said, I'm going to start ladies first. I'm going to start with you, Raven. I want to know, we see so many situations where people just flying off the handle. You're seeing mass shootings and stuff like that popping off up and down almost every single state dealing with stuff like that. Why do we see some people go from 0 to 100 with their emotions these days? Why do you feel like that is?
I mean, it could be a lot of different things. I mean, a lot of that stuff is coming with the youth. So they have a lot that they're, seeing and pressures that they're under. And then sometimes us as parents don't recognize and see that they're dealing with depression at an early age, and they're dealing with, the internet bullies, and they're dealing with looking a certain standard, or they're dealing with something at school, and some parents just don't recognize it. Some may do and not know how to handle it. And it could go a lot of different ways. So it's really both, even with adult too. Unfortunately, some of us with this pandemic has now locked ourselves in to the house.
Right.
So we're not really going out much and exploring what else is going on. And so it's a lot of different environmental things, especially now with social media. If anything, that's probably the news, hypes everything up times 10, even if it's something that's not really. So everything is a worry now.
I agree with you. That anxiety, it just seems like it's all over the place. I'm gonna go next to homie Mekamalo. I'm gonna ask you the same question. Why is it that you feel like people just go from 0 to 100 sometimes these days with their emotions?
Just like Raven said, it could be various things, but I think at the end of the day, I think hurt people just hurt people, man. You know what I'm saying? I think it's one of those things where, people don't really necessarily know how to channel it. A lot of times what happens is, what I pick up is a lot of times people don't have a sense of accountability. They don't know how to look inward and be able to see, things that they do. So sometimes they point fingers and they get mad at the world because of their shortcomings. They don't know how to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, I think it's very unfortunate. But I think for the most part, it's just, man, hurt people. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things, man. Now, and just like, I think it was a situation in Appleton on the bridge, or it's like any situation where like somebody go out, kill a whole bunch of people, like a whole bunch of innocent people at a supermarket, and then turn around and off themselves. You know what I mean? And you got to be in a real dark place to even like, put yourself in the position. I don't even know like what kind of thought process that is, because I you know what I mean? It's kind of I personally think if you're going off yourself, do that first. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do that. You know what I mean? Everybody else ain't. I know your life is messed up and a whole bunch of stuff is fucked up, but it ain't everybody at Walmart fault, fam. We don't know you. You know what I'm saying? So I think, if you really want to off yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't condone it. I don't condone it, but like, you know what I mean? Don't off a whole bunch of people. Just do that first.
Right. I mean, so many of us, like those of us in the Milwaukee area, we just saw a situation just recently in the Midtown Shopping Center where they let off 300 bullets or so in the Midtown Shopping Center shooting. And I think several got shot, and several been hurt in that situation. It was just an unfortunate situation.
I didn't even hear about that.
There's so many mass shooting situations that just seem to pop off everywhere, and a lot of it stems by these anxieties that we're talking about today. Let's go to our expert here, Larry. If you can kind of weigh in on that, why is it that you feel like these days that people do go from 0 to 100 with their emotions?
I believe was it Renee?
Raven.
I believe it was Raven that mentioned that we don't. There's probably multiple factors that are coming into play. Some things that I know. Some general factors may include the trauma. I mean a lot. We are. We talk about overall society. We are a traumatized society. Overall, let alone African Americans. Traumatized society. We've experienced extreme emotional things in our lives. And when you experience something like trauma as a factor, when trauma becomes a factor, it is very easy to see how someone can go from 0 to 100 because there is a PTSD-like response to things. There are unknown triggers depending on what adverse experience a person may go through. I think trauma and PTSD are very much important things to keep in mind as it relates even going through this past year of COVID, where individuals whole lives are shook up, jobs were lost. Not only that, but access to mental health, as another variable. Access to mental health is not as accessible to the poor populations, right? Because in order to get adequate mental health access, a lot of people had to have internet access or access to technology, whereas then they were able to, for a certain period of time, have access to telehealth. And so you saw, I know in my field, there's a huge disparity. Right now, it's almost the mental health, particularly the community mental health agencies, are pretty much packed. They're almost filled. And a lot of stuff is on waiting lists, like substance abuse and substance abuse treatment programs. But also the mental health professionals. We're packed. We are jam packed as it relates to the overwhelming effects on overall mental health needs that did not get met over this past year due to the COVID crisis. So, long story short, there's multiple variables, but we're pretty much what we've experienced right now. It's not. I'm not surprised. Not surprised that anybody is set off and going from 0 to 100 due to the immense amounts of stress that we've all experienced over the last year. So,
okay, appreciate that, LJ. Okay, we're gonna get banging on the conversation. Bang, I want to know from you. I'm gonna ask a different question here. I want to know what impact does racial discrimination play on our mental health, in your opinion? We've seen so many different situations with the George Floyd and so many others that we countlessly see on TV. What do you feel like that brings to our mental health?
Man, I think that has a huge impact on our mental health. You know what I'm saying? It could change your perception greatly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you feel like there's nothing that you can do, or you feel like you'll always be in last place, they'll always hold you back, or you'll always be a target. You know what I'm saying? When you know that you're going to get the worst penalty that you can get, when you know that you're getting locked up, you're not getting away with something, or if you know that you are in a certain bad situation only because of the color of your skin, man, that's gonna mess with your head a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make you feel a certain type of way. It's gonna make you act a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? If you treat somebody like an animal, you know what I'm saying, then I mean, a lot of people not gonna act like a stand-up citizen. You know what I'm saying? So when you come from a certain place and you've dealt with a lot of discrimination, you just standing on the corner or something, and police just ride up and they just want to pat you down, search you, put you on the ground, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. I mean, I've been through that. I've seen a whole lot of that. You know what I'm saying? It just does something to you mentally when you have to go through that. You know, and a lot of people don't have to go through it. But for the ones that do, man, it's like you got to be strong. Everybody not strong enough to go through that, you know what I'm saying, and still make it out of it to be the best that they can be. You know what I'm saying? Some people get it worse than others. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a huge impact, man. It's a horrible negative impact, you know what I'm saying, on your life that you will have to overcome.
Okay. Mekamalo, I want to get your thoughts on that. You know, we look at the situations with Black people and discriminations across the board, you know, when it comes to America. You know, we look at, yeah, you get pressed by the police, but like Larry was saying, you know, a lot of times you can't even get decent health care. You know, what point do you think impacts us when it comes to racial discrimination when it comes to mental health in America?
Yeah, is great. Is impact, like we're impacted greatly, man. I mean, we're still dealing with trauma from slavery. You know what I mean? Especially when you know exactly everything that actually went on and the real history behind everything. You know, the more you know, the more sadder you are. The more you're like, damn, this really fucked up. They really did all that to us, and we like, and look at where we're at now. It kind of like, and then when you look at where we're at now, mentally and all that, economically, you get even more pissed off. You know what I'm saying? And then having to scroll on your social media to keep seeing people that look just like us get killed and nothing happens. That's trauma, bro. Like, I'm shaking talking about it because I just, before the live came on, I just got done saying how much I hate the cops. You know what I'm saying? Then I got banned and all. I ain't saying it now. In my head I am, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's just one of those things, bro. You just get very upset, man. But see, one thing about our people, one thing about us, out of everything we've been through on this soil, man, we ain't running up in the Capitol demanding, like, we just marching. We still marching. We still asking for justice. We still asking for this. We still asking for that. Because we're civilized people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like, we got every single reason and right to tear this motherfucker up whenever we want to. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, as a collective, we ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? We ain't there yet. But at the end of the day, it is a rise of social consciousness. I am seeing that a lot of brothers and sisters are getting to the point where they know who they are, or getting to becoming to know who they are as far as our genetics and all. And like, but at the end of the day, man, it's like a lot of us is pissed, bro. We ready to do something, bro. Like, it's a lot. I was just talking to my man. It's like, I'm tired of marching, bro. And that's the mentality a lot of us got. A lot of us is tired, bro. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's fucking us up. It's fucking a lot of this shit we see on the TV every single day is fucking us up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Word. Yeah, and I agree with that. Larry, I want to get your insight on it as a professional. You know, do you see that there's a difference between the psyche of the, you know, between the races, even in patients when it comes to mental health? I mean, is it that, like some might say, you know, African Americans may be dealing with a little bit more than others when it comes to these situations due to discrimination?
That's so hard to say, because mental health is a broad field. It just depends on what we're talking about. You know, if we're talking about mental health overall, everybody suffers in different types of ways. And I don't know whether anybody suffers more than another person as far as mental health wise, right? Mm-hmm. Because of, I mean, we just saw the richest man in the world get a divorce, right? Bill Gates.
True.
So, you know, just because you have privilege, that does not mean you escape having human problems. You know, every one of us, no matter who you are, that's the beautiful thing about, you know, finding common ground with individuals is understanding that every one of us, that God, I'm a believer. I always in the back of my head, God is no respecter of persons. Everybody's got to go through something. And I don't know whether anybody experiences more mental health challenges per se than anyone. But if you look at a specific category like trauma, yeah, I might argue, if not direct trauma, secondhand trauma, with regards to being able to, with regards to seeing someone that looks like you suffer on TV, and that having some type of direct impact on you based off of your adverse experiences, in a very much PTSD like way. I would probably skew towards African Americans maybe a little bit more than the rest of the population. But it depends. It depends on that, because we're talking about, I would think, a certain type of trauma, but in my field, my field there is no color on trauma there, on overall trauma. There is no color on overall mental health challenges. Unfortunately, it's, in my field, it's who gets access to it. Now
that part.
Now, when you talk about that can go on a whole different direction as far as who gets access to it and who suffers because they don't have access to adequate help. I would say that's a whole other topic, but I don't think that's the question you were answering. So I think to answer your question again, overall, when you talk about mental health, I think everybody suffers the same, just in different ways.
Okay. All right. So I want to ask Raven, I want to ask you, do you feel like we talked about the different races and whatnot, but I want to ask you, as a woman, do you think men have more emotional stress than women? Do you feel like men deal with more on a day-to-day than women do?
I don't want to say more. I think women deal with it differently than men do day to day. I think men internalize it more than women. I think a woman, not to say we can easily let our emotions out, but we can easily let our emotions out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's known for us to cry, to talk about it. It's known for us to, it's okay to see. I'm okay with seeing a therapist. I mean, I want to talk about it. It's okay with us. For a man, it's like, okay, well, definitely don't cry. That's built in them. Definitely don't share too much. That's built in them. So they internalize it and deal with it in other ways and outlets and do it in other things. And so I would say that women can handle it a little bit better than a man could, because of the stresses of seeing, what they have to, put up with, or they have to do daily, that you have to provide, you got to go to work, you have to do this, you have to do that. It's a lot for me. It is.
Right. Okay, well, we thank you for that. I want to go next to the homie Bang. I want to ask the same question. We look at it, as a man, like she said, it's so much of your role to hold down the house and provide and, be the man of the house, and you got to protect, you got to provide, you got to do so many different things. And with all the challenges of today, I mean, it was last year, maybe even around this time, we couldn't even find toilet paper on the carts, I mean, it was wild, How do you provide for your family when you're dealing with these situations? So, my thoughts is, do you feel like men maybe deal with more emotional stress than women, or what's your thoughts on that, Bang?
I definitely do. And that's not to say that women don't deal with a lot of emotional stress, because they most definitely do, especially our Black women.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that Black men deal with a lot more. It's just that we don't really complain about it. You know what I'm saying? We just do what we got to do. We just handle it. The stress of having to hustle, the stress of being targeted by the police, not knowing when you get pulled over that you can get shot, not knowing, you know what I'm saying, if you just go to the damn liquor store, you know what I'm saying, that somebody gonna have a problem, you know what I'm saying, and shoot you. You gotta deal with that. You gotta deal with, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers arguing with you, and you don't know if you know what I'm saying, he got his partners with you or not. You know what I'm saying? Like situations can now that situation can go from 0 to 100 real quick, just you know what I'm saying, in the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to a man, you know, you can lose your life just in any situation. You can get robbed, you know what I'm saying, you can get beat up just because. You know what I'm saying? You gotta deal with the gang bangs and all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just I mean, it's so many things. Just you know, like you say, being a provider. You know what I'm saying? The stress of being a provider, the stress of being a great lover. You know what I'm saying? You can't, you know, women expect you to know how to do it, when to do it, and you know what I'm saying, and all that. You can't ask questions. You can't jot nothing down. You got to know how to handle your business. You can't be a broke man. You got to be strong. You got to protect your family. You out with your family. You in a situation. You got to protect your woman. You got to protect your kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to throw them hands if you got to throw them hands. You know what I'm saying? And every dude don't know how to throw hands. Every dude probably don't even want to throw hands. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta protect your family. And if you don't protect your family, then you won't be looked at it as a weak man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta build your woman up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to do that. Gotta be able to satisfy mentally, emotionally, physically. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things that a man gotta do that a woman don't have to do. You know what I'm saying? A woman don't have to necessarily build a man up. A woman don't have to have money. You know what I'm saying? She could be broke. She could work part-time. She could be at a fast food restaurant. You know what I'm saying? That man is still take her. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got to have a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? He'll build her up. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to a man, a broke man, you know what I'm saying? Your value to a woman automatically drops down. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't getting it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of stress, you know what I'm saying, to being a man, you know what I'm saying? And if you ain't got certain qualities, then you ain't a man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't being a man. You don't hear that about women. You don't hear, you know what I'm saying, a woman ain't being a woman. You know what I'm saying? You know, once they get to a certain age, they straight. You know what I'm saying? But a man, you gotta handle your business. And if you don't, you know, even to other men, you know what I'm saying, we look at you like, you know, you ain't handling your business, home, you ain't being a man. You can be 40 years old, you ain't being a man. You know what I'm saying? You got to grow up, you know? So men definitely.
Okay. Respect that. Appreciate your comments and insight on that. If you agree with Bang, please leave your comments. If you disagree with Bang, we want to hear from you us also out there. So please, you out there in the public, we definitely want to hear what you got to say about that. But I'm gonna go next to the homie Mekamalo. I want to know what you kind of think on that. Mecca, I want to get your insight on that. Who do you feel like deals with it harder? You know, do you feel like we do see so many strong women out there. I don't want to play devil's advocate. I don't want to say that they strong women out there that's holding it down for the household too, because we do know that there's mamas out there that's playing mama and daddy.
Yeah.
So I want to get your insight on it. Who do you feel like deals with more emotional stress when it comes to these things?
I mean, everybody stressed the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I as much stress as I go through as a black man, you know what I'm saying? And like, because we be stressing, especially when like the whole world is against you, but the whole world is against our women too. And just me being from a single parent household, my mom raised me and my sister, and the nights that I seen my mom cry, and the nights that I seen my mom, the days I seen her bust her ass, 2 jobs, you know what I'm saying? Not really getting a lot of help from my dad, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think our women carry that burden the most. You know what I'm saying? Just given the fact, and like, just to kind of go off of what Bang said, like, it's kind of a toss up with the whole, like, women, like, men need money from it. Cause I know, I know a lot of women that loved some broke ass niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? And it was there for them, housed them and all. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't have a penny in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? All they brought to the table was a Quest card. I was one of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? I was one of them niggas. I got my own place now. I got a car. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, moving
But,
up.
you know,
Congratulations.
I moved up. But no, but like, you know, but no, 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 but I honestly think, man, the you know, our women, man, sometimes it seems like, you know, they're on the bottom of the pole, bottom of the totem pole, and they just get mistreated, man. And it's cool that they locked up the dudes that did that to George Floyd, man. But what about Breonna? You know what I'm saying? What about our queens?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it just seems like our black women is disrespected by far more. You know what I'm saying? And go do that stress more. You know, and I think a lot of us I think we put each other through stress though, because women be stressing us the fuck out too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? But you know, I think we put them through a lot of stress as well. And you know, I honestly think our women go through the most stress.
Okay. We appreciate your thoughts on that, Mecca. Larry, I want to go to you with another question here. I want to get your insight and understand. You know, you talked about dealing with trauma. How do we heal from past trauma?
I'll you know when I'm talking about trauma with an individual, one of the things that I throw my clients is you can go through you can deal with the front door issue, you can come through the back door. The front door meaning identifying present behaviors, that unwanted behaviors that are showing up in your life right now as it relates to identified or unidentified past traumas, or you know you can go through the back door, which is really taking time to process with a therapist or a friend or a pastor your past traumatic experiences in a safe environment to help give you some form of awareness about what you've experienced that you're having a hard time processing. When you talk about overall mental health, there's the concept that I try to throw at my clients that in order for you to successfully navigate emotionally through life, you have to learn how to separate self from what you're experiencing, self from what you experienced in the past, and yourself from what you experience in the present via your emotions or experiences. So when you talk about trauma, that is the importance of awareness of in processing your traumatic past, is because oftentimes when we go through life, we tend to mesh all of our experiences and with our feelings and with our best selves, if that makes any sense. If I could separate best self from your thoughts and feelings,
okay,
we oftentimes walk through life just meshing. It's all intermeshed, and we don't take the time to separate who we want to be from how we feel or what comes through our minds, on a daily basis. And I think that's so important. But again, as it relates to trauma and talking about processing trauma, that is the importance of it, is so that when you process your traumatic experience, you are attempting to separate your present self from your past, so that you can make sense of what you went through. And this is probably a broader conversation when it comes to the therapeutic techniques or approaches to help a person course through and find peace with their traumatic experiences. So I'll say one technique that we use, or one or two techniques that we use, in a sense of, we know that our memories, what we remember from the past, are not accurate. We don't remember what actually happened. Studies show that we actually remember how we felt about things. We remember the thoughts and feelings, and those thoughts and feelings oftentimes narrate what's actually what we think occurred, if that makes any sense. That's why you can get in an argument with a person that's talking about something you did from the past, and you'd be like, and both you guys think you're telling the truth, when in fact neither one of you have the accurate details. You're talking about, you think you're talking about the past, when really you're talking about how you felt in the past, and your feelings are narrating what your feelings think actually happened. So when it comes to trauma, when a person experiences a traumatic experience, oftentimes it completely skews their lens, and it creates a present.
We lost his volume.
Your mic.
Yeah,
Unmute
mute.
your mic.
Yeah, mute.
My back. I don't know when it got muted, but when a person experiences trauma from the past, it can sometimes warp. It can warp how they view the past, and in the warping of how they view the past, if they don't process it properly, they can wind up recreating elements, or even in a PTSD like response, reacting very adversely to subtle things that remind them of the traumatic experience. This is probably too lengthy of a conversation, but to go back to my point, one or two of the things to help them is one, to help reframe their experience, because we understand that the lens, we don't want to minimize a person's experiences, but we also want to help them reframe it so that they don't go through life feeling like the victim to everything that they're experiencing. If I could use that word very, very sensitively and very, I'm being too loud, very and very respectfully. How do we reframe that experience so that you can reattach value and meaning to your life without feeling like, because of what you went through, your life no longer, it has this overwhelming negative effect on your present life? It's a bit complicated, but I guess that's one technique that we use is exploring how we reframe our experiences. Long story short, you can do that through sort of writing your own bibliography, writing your own journal. You can do that through, again, just general processing and really going back and asking yourself, how this happened and what was happening at the exact same time that this was happening. What most people will oftentimes notice is that when something traumatic was happening, there's also something positive that was happening around the same timeline. And it's so important to acknowledge the weight of the good and the bad experiences, not to minimize the bad experiences, but to give weight to your overall life narrative, so that it doesn't take one experience and make it applicable to every experience that you've experienced in your life.
It's
and
facts.
That's sometimes the trap that sometimes people.
I think he got muted again. Okay.
Look like he lost
Man,
connection.
he was spitting facts too,
Yeah,
bro.
he was going in deep.
Calls too.
He was spitting facts, man. Damn.
Facebook be messing up. When we go too deep, when we get too
Yeah,
far into it,
said he was saying some words.
it's too hot for TV sometimes, But
that's what I said, Facebook.
I think what he was basically saying, it was all about perspective, is what he's trying to say.
Right.
And
Don't let your past build your future.
we got to kind of look at that. One thing I gotta disagree with what he said, though. I think when it comes to women, it's a little bit different, because I feel like y'all remember everything that happened that day. They go back in history and remember everything, don't they?
Hell yeah.
It's a little bit different.
They detectives and shit.
Tell me,
I will say my short-term memory isn't good, but my damn long-term, I can remember everything.
Once it gets to the long term,
2 years
you
ago,
good.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Hey yo, listen.
Day.
If a woman asks you something, she already know.
Listen, just waiting for you to lie.
Yeah, she waiting for that lie to come out your mouth.
She already know.
Yeah, don't do it, fellas. Don't fall for that trap. All right, so we're gonna move on. I want to ask is we see so many things on social media talking about Facebook here, and different social media tablets that they have different items out there. Do you feel like social media can be damaging or therapeutic in attempting to keep your peace?
I think it could be both. To me, is it's no different than just life, period. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just like with social media, they're gonna show you a bunch of negative things. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna show you that police officer beating up an unarmed civilian. They're gonna show you a police officer being overly aggressive, killing somebody. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying, racist posts and videos are gonna go viral. You know what I'm saying? But it's no different from what you see on the news. You know what I'm saying? It's exactly the same thing. You know, so I mean it can be both though. I mean, you get good news on the news, you get good news on social media. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just all in, you know what I'm saying, what you are responding to. You know, so that's how the algorithms are gonna work. You steady responding to negative posts, you steady sharing, you know what I'm saying, negative posts, discriminative posts, racist posts, hateful posts, you know what I'm saying, then social media is gonna keep showing you that. You know, but
Mhm.
if you don't share that, you don't like it, you don't comment, and you only like, comment, and share positive posts, then that's what they're gonna show you. You know what I'm saying? But we all like the negative shit. We all like to comment on it. So, you know what I'm saying, that's what gets blown up. But, you know, I mean, if if it is damaging to you, you know what I'm saying, what you see on social media, it's very easy to escape that. It's very easy. You can unfollow somebody, you can block somebody, you can keep scrolling. You don't have to comment. You don't have to share. You don't even have to be on social media. You know what I'm saying? You could delete Facebook. You know what I'm saying? You don't need Facebook. You don't need Instagram. I ain't trying to shit on them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are good apps. You know what I'm saying? But you don't necessarily need social media. You know what I'm saying? At all. If you feel like it's damaging to your mental or it's damaging to your life, you don't necessarily need it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I use it mostly for business and promotion. You know what I'm saying? I mean, outside of that, you know, I mean, I'm pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So if it is damaging to somebody, I mean, stay off of it. If you feel like you ain't getting enough likes, if that's hurting your feelings, stay off of it. You know what I'm saying? It really just doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Or at least it don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how a young person feels, you know what I'm saying? They growing up in it, you know, that's in high school, and I guess they do care about likes and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not one of them type of people. But if something is damaging to you, whether you're a high school student, you college, you know what I'm saying, or you're a grown person, you know what I'm saying, just like in real life and in social media, there are ways to stay away from it. There are ways to change your circle in real life, changing what you see, changing the news you watch. Same as it changes what, you know what I'm saying, who you follow and who you friend on social media as well. So it's up to you how you deal with it.
Okay, appreciate that. Raven, I want to ask you the same question. You know, we look at it, you know, a lot of times people can be going through some things, kind of like what Mecca was saying. And, you know, a lot of people go through a lot of different things. Sometimes we see that people will turn to social media to address the things that they go through. Do you feel that is damaging, or do you feel like it's therapeutic to be able to use social media in these ways to help keep your peace of mind?
See. I feel depending on who you are, and me personally, I don't use it for that. I mean, like if I have a death in the family, if something happened to me negatively at work or at home or in life, Facebook for me isn't going to give my answer. So for me, I'm not using it. And I don't think for anybody it's going to give you the answer. You know, a lot of us do that. So we post who got shot, you know, or
Mhm.
oh my God, you know, I just had a horrible day in this whole paragraph. And, you know, and if you don't get those responses, like he said, you don't get those responses and somebody saying, oh, it's okay, you know, validation of your feelings, then it makes you even feel even more shit. That's not going to get you the help you need. Facebook isn't there. For me, it's not there for that. It's there for positivity, to help people, to build, for business, promotion, to see what people are going through, you know, in my community. That's what it, for me, is used for. And other people use it for the other stuff. And, you know, like you said, my timeline, I delete all that negativity, that all
Mm.
that other stuff, I delete. I'll hide it, delete it. I don't want to see it because that's not going to help me in my life. When I have my issues, and for anybody else, I think you should, again, call the next person who is, who supports you, who helps you, who's positive in your life. So again, social media, Instagram, Twitter, all of that. And I have all. I mean, it's what you're dealing with in life, you're going to see it. So you're going to see a negative person. You see it. You can tell they're dealing with something real shitty in life. And they'll post it. But again, you got to stay away from it. You just got to delete it, not share it. And that's it.
Okay.
Hold on.
Fair enough. Mecca, we want to know from you, should we block all people and things that trigger us negatively? We talk about social media. Should we look to block these people and these things? I mean, is that a thing to do?
I mean, sometimes. I mean, you or you can be petty. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's cool to block. I mean, if it's really getting to you, if you don't have if somebody really harassing you, the best thing to do is just to alleviate that. You don't really owe them your attention at that point. You know what I'm saying? So, if anybody that's particularly trolls, or somebody just hopping your joint, start trolling you, just get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody just starting shit, or if it's just if you're scrolling down your timeline and somebody say it's time to not delete somebody and block somebody off my Facebook just because they said something stupid as fuck on this. Oh no, I don't want to see none of your stats no more. I block them just for that. So, I probably don't even know them personally. But, I mean, block what you want to block, view what you want to view. I mean, I think social media is one of those things where everybody use it for different reasons. I think you got to be kind of careful with it, though. You know what I'm saying? Particularly, especially if you were, rest in peace, Pop Smoke. You know what I'm saying? But, other than that, man, just but she was saying, as far as putting all your business out there, some business, if you let's say if it's a death in your family and you let people know and all that, sometimes you do got prayer warriors that are you know what I mean? And then you got family that's out of town. You probably let everybody know at once, all type of stuff like that. But I don't know. I think social media is tricky, man. You can do whatever you want to do with it, but just be careful. You know what I mean? Because whatever you put up there stays there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's true.
So just be careful. You got a lot of young people doing the OnlyFans. It's cool, get your money, but you don't know how you're gonna feel 10, 15 years from now. You know what I mean? Cats, so they on camera. You got wild warrants. You on the books and you waving the pistol in your video, stuff like that. That's the whole culture of the internet that I'm kind of looking at crazy. But I would encourage everybody to find something to sell or something like that. Find something to do. If you're going to be on your phone all day, find a way to make money off this motherfucker.
Listen. Oh,
I really encourage everybody to do that. If you're going to be on Facebook all day, have some kind of link that you can make some money off of and share that link every day or something. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be up on this motherfucking making them money. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, that part. Well, we appreciate your words on that. And I do agree 1000% on that. Yeah. Okay, so when it comes to trying to get help and whatnot, a lot of times Black people, we struggle with trying to reach out because, like we said, a lot of times even medical help and different stuff, we don't get the same. I want to know from you, Bang, do you feel like we should turn to therapy for help with our mental health?
You know what? I can't say no. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like that you really need the help, you know what I'm saying? Most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely. However, I personally, you know what I'm saying, say no. Just for myself, I say no. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to get the help, but at the same time, I personally feel like, you go to therapy to, you talk about past situations and all that, and it's cool to talk to a third party, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people do need that to get another perspective, you know what I'm saying? But I just personally feel like it doesn't really fix your problems. We could talk about your past problems all day, but you're going to go through more situations in the future, and they all are going to be different. They could be under the same category, but it's going to be different, and you're going to have to handle all of them differently. And you're going to go to therapy to talk about what happened in the past. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that they can help, change how you think and how you feel, you know what I'm saying, and how to correct things in the future. But the reason why I say no is because you are in charge of your own life. You know what I'm saying? You have to fix your life. Nobody else can fix your life. I don't believe you're going to go to therapy and then one day you're just going to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? And you just don't have to go to therapy no more ever. You've been there for a month and you good for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that. What I believe, you know what I'm saying, is that if you change your mentality, you take the time out, you know what I'm saying, you take the strength, you know what I'm saying, to strengthen yourself mentally and emotionally, and you change how you look at life, how you look at yourself. You take responsibility, you know what I'm saying, and you start to do things differently, hang around different people. You don't get so emotional. You don't respond emotionally. You think about situations. You know what I'm saying? You don't just say fuck it and I'm about to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because when you say fuck it, I'm about to do it, that's always a bad decision. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? So once you change your mentality, once you say, all right, I need to stop being this type of person. I could be whatever I want to be. I'm strong enough to be whatever I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should do things this way. I should make positive decisions. Maybe I can change my circle. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm sort of weak in these emotional areas. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can work on these areas. You know what I'm saying? You have to do it yourself. Nobody else can do it for you. Yes, you could talk to a therapist, you could talk to a friend, you know what I'm saying, and they can help, you know what I'm saying, soften the blows, you know what I'm saying, they can provide that cushion, and they can make you feel better. But at the end of the day, if you want to change your life, make it change, you have to change your mentality. You got to change your decision making. You got to change how you look at the world. You know what I'm saying? You got to change your life yourself, and nobody
Facts.
else can do that for you. Period.
All facts. All facts.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We appreciate your thoughts on that, Bang.
All facts.
Want to know? Okay, Mecca. It sounds like you had something to chime in. I want to know from you. Is there anything else that you can say about that, or is it you just agree?
Man, banged out. You know what I'm saying? I could have said, you know what I mean? I mean, me personally, I do, like, I think different strokes, different folks. I do take grief counseling. I do talk to somebody, after my mom's passed away. I do speak to a professional on a weekly basis. Thank you. And it has helped, you know what I'm saying? But I really didn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? To keep it honest with you, I really didn't want to, but now that I'm doing it, it actually helps. I much rather just like smoke, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but if you don't need it, you don't need it, man. If you don't need it, it's a lot of situations you can deal with just by going inward, you know what I'm saying? Just having the accountability, just like really having to looking in the mirror and being uncomfortable with yourself, but not being hard on yourself at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Just being like, all right, cool. These are things that I can adjust. These are things that I can change because this is the person that I want to be. And then just every day you just make different changes. It ain't gonna be overnight, but it's all about changing habits too. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times it's just our habits that put us in certain situations to begin with. You know what I'm saying? I always say most of the time, 90% of what happens to you is your fault. Rather good or bad. 90%. The other 10% is just other energies, you know what I mean? But 80 to 90% is kind of your fault, good or bad, because that's why I don't want to get in the rabbit hole with everything, but that's why I kind of look at time as something like, well, time doesn't really matter because what you do and the decisions you make is what matters. You can decide to go here and time would be different than if you went here. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just really, life is just all about choices. Just like what Bang was just talking about. You gotta want to be better. You gotta want to change for the better. Otherwise, it just ain't gonna happen. But if you need therapy, do it. If you don't, it ain't a biggie. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think this therapy, they give you the tools. They after they listen, they give you the tools. It's up
Right.
to us to want to do, because then nothing will change ever if we don't do.
Right.
Ever. I mean, either therapy or not, nothing, even with the pastor, nothing, even going to church every day, you can still be the devil. But
Fact.
nothing will ever change unless you do. Period. So the more, I mean, and that's what the stumbling part we have in right here. People don't do. They want others to do.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's all about accountability, like Bang said. You do got to kind of take that on as well. They, like you said, they give you the tools. Want Larry to get a chance to defend his situation there for a second. You know, I know we kind of been dumping on you a little bit, talking about therapists.
No defense needed. No defense needed.
We want to know.
Practice explains itself.
We just want to know. You know, a lot of times people look at it like the medical world, period. You know, ain't for us a lot of times. You know, Black men a lot of times struggle for even going to the doctor for something. You know, and then we talk about mental health. I really don't want to talk to you about my problems. You know, they see it as a sign of weakness. Why do you feel like it is important for Black folks to actually attend and seek out this help?
I think that for a lot of Black, so in my private practice, I see majority Black professionals. I see my age range. So let me tell you about a little bit of my experience with African American professional, but it's with the professional population in particular. Those who understand the importance of the idea that in order to be competitive in society, I got to be on point, and I can't leave no room for trying to be exploring things by myself. That we all need a tribe of individuals to help guide us so that we are making the best, most intelligent decisions, not just intellectually, but emotionally. So when I talk with across the board, first of all, I think everybody should see a mental health counselor. I'm 100% pro mental health, not only for other people, but for myself. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in the form of a quote unquote mental health counselor, but somebody with some type of experience that can help give you an outside perspective. It's easy to say that, oh, you just got to do this, this, and this. But if it was that easy, then everybody be doing it. Everybody be successful. Everybody be there. You know, it's easier said than done. It's like telling somebody, all you got to do is shoot the ball in a basketball hoop, or all you got to do is throw the ball down the thing, and y'all should win the game, right? It is easier said than done. When you're in the middle of the game, it is very hard to see all the elements that may be easy, but when your head is in the game, all of us are susceptible to make mistakes. And so what I tell my clients is mental health helps improve your emotional intelligence. It helps give you the emotional wherewithal to be able to navigate emotionally the best way humanly possible. And I think that's my go-to. Now, in our society, it is taboo to go to seek out mental health counseling, right? We just don't do it because there's trust issues, because mental health overall is a predominantly white institution, right? It's dominated by white women. That's and it originated. The current industry is dominated by white women, and the previous beginnings of mental health was dominated by white men, particularly privileged white men. It has people who were privileged enough to be able to think on a higher level. As if you know anything about Maslow's hierarchy of need, Maslow says that once you get past a certain threshold of getting past your needs, you can then think broadly about other topics, right? And that's where the mental health piece comes in. But in our society, it is so important to think broadly, even at a needs level, so that we can help provide better for our families, so that we don't get stuck in depression, which can handicap an individual from being a better provider for their family. And there are so many of us in our society that struggle with PTSD, untreated PTSD, depression, untreated anxiety. You want to know why people go from 0 to 100? It's because nobody has taken the time to sit them back and say, you need more than a self-help book. You need more than a pick yourself off the ground and get going type of speech. You need to process your experiences so that you can, again, separate yourself from your experiences rather than attaching the wrong meaning and value to the wrong experiences. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
The African American community needs mental health the most because again, we struggle with trauma related to slavery that we have not dealt with. And you can just pick yourself off the bootstraps, but we are trying to survive better in society. We are trying to be competitive so that we can better compete with our counterparts that is getting that support. Because the white community, they know to get down. They know that in order for them to be competitive, they got to get this up here straight first. We didn't get the memo. We think, oh no, you just got to do, don't cry. We were built for this. All types of bullcrap rhetoric. The whole pick yourself off your bootstraps completely minimizes somebody who might have been raped in their childhood, who might have saw somebody gotten dead on the street. Don't tell me to pick myself off the bootstrap when I am dealing with have dealt with traumatic, unresolved experiences. That's why it sort of ticks me off when somebody tells people, oh, no. If you think you need mental health, go get it. Even if you think it, because that means that there's something way beneath the surface. You ever heard of the iceberg example? That when you see the iceberg, it means that there's a huge mountain beneath the ocean that you're not even looking at. And oftentimes when people think they need mental health, they're only touching the tip of the iceberg. And that's why I can't help but iterate it for our Black community. We need it more than anyone else, specifically as it relates.
You know what?
And I love my people. I'm so passionate about it. I love my people. We cannot tell them it's an option. It is not an option because our sons have to be competitive. I'm sorry.
I want to say something on that,
Larry. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I want to say something on that. I want to say.
Can I say something after Bang too?
Yeah, let him get up.
I'm gonna say something now. I'm gonna ask Larry a question. I'm gonna say this though, that I feel like once you have obtained that complete happiness in your life, when you are completely happy with yourself in your life, and you can accept things for what they are, you know what I'm saying? Then things won't affect you in a very horrible negative way than they would if you don't have that complete happiness, if you're not happy with your life yourself.
How
you know
you get to that happiness?
So
let me counter that question.
So
how do you get to that happiness?
I wanted to ask you,
Yeah, go ahead.
My bad. Go ahead. What'd you say?
No, go ahead. Ask the question.
Finish your question.
So and that's how I feel because I have complete happiness now. I didn't always have it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a different person with it now. You know what I'm saying? I can go through anything. I can see anything now. It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I got that complete happiness. The world can't break me down. I don't care what happened. You know what I'm saying? But so my thing is, I wanted to ask you a question. I'm not saying that therapy, you know what I'm saying, is useless. I do feel like, you know what I'm saying, people do need it. But my only question is, how many people, you know what I'm saying, that you treated that one day was like, they came through and was like, yo, Larry, I'm straight, man. I'm great. You will never see me again. I'm fixed. I'm good. How many people have said that over people that have to constantly, you know what I'm saying, come back and get treatment for their mental health?
That's a really good question. I'll answer it. That's like asking a workout trainer who helps coach an individual to lose weight. How often do they need to maintain losing weight?
Right. It's a daily thing. It's daily.
And you want to know why they have to keep coming back and get trained? Because what working out has a lot to do with what you eat.
Come out. I'm answering your question.
Let him answer it.
If you don't do the work, you're gonna always need a mental health counselor. So we're not excusing the fact that you need to do the work. What the normal mental health timeline, I'm always saying I'm working myself out of the business because I'm giving my clients all of the tools that they need within a 6-month time frame to not only survive their situation, but thrive in their situation. I'm giving them tools and techniques, and all they got to do is do them. And I'm 100% that if you use the techniques and just do the work, that you will never need a mental health counselor after receiving therapy. But you cannot make anybody do the work. I think we all agree to that. If somebody's not doing the work, they may find themselves in mental health for quite some time because sometimes they just need that encouragement. Just like how many people, I mean, we all know, heck, I'm still trying to lose weight. It takes discipline. It takes a little amount of discipline in order to follow through on things. You can't make anybody do anything. You can, however, give them the tools. So the normal timeline for a healthy mental health relationship is about 6 months. In about 6 months, you should have all the tools, not unless there are some deep-rooted things that you're having a hard time processing. And then it could take longer. But I don't think there should be a timeline to mental health. Personally, I think you're done when you're done. And if you need to be with a mental health support to help you process things for the rest of your life, that's okay. That's okay for me because that means you're thriving in your life. It's only when you're getting mental health and it's not working. I don't know anybody that I've ever worked with where they've told me, Larry, the mental health information that you give me, it doesn't work. I don't got a case like that at all. Those are facts. All right.
Fair enough. We appreciate you for that. Okay.
Man, I'm pretty
go
sure.
ahead with your question.
Huh? Oh yeah.
Go ahead with your question.
So look, both of y'all are right. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like see both of y'all perspective. Me personally, grief counseling has helped me. You know what I'm saying? Personally, but I think the main thing though with us, what we really need is to know who we are. A lot of times, like what Bang was saying, I think what I'm saying though mainly is we can get that from ourselves. We can be our own by just getting knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? I think the more we know who we are as people, you know what I'm saying, and our origin and know our purpose within the universe, that's the step that we need to take. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, the first thing that really helped me as a youngin', that kind of put everything in perspective, it made me feel a little better about my situation, but still mad, but gave me a plan on how to deal with it, was reading The Message to the Black Man by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That one book, right, told me like exactly what was going on, why I'm dealing with the traumas that I have. Just that book.
Right.
And put everything in perspective. It gave me a plan to deal with. And I think if a lot of our young brothers, a lot of us, like if we read books like How to Eat to Live, if we just read books, man, and get the information. I know you said sometimes the self-help books don't, but if we apply that knowledge, man, you know, no disrespect to you, you know, we're not going to need that. But some people do need therapy. So therapists are important. That's why I said both of y'all are right. But I think a lot of times,
right.
all we need is not right.
Okay.
Let me answer that. Let me answer that, Mario.
Last comment.
Give me opportunity to defend myself.
Definitely.
No, I'm not attacking you. First, Larry, I'm not attacking you. No, I said therapists are important. I'm just saying. Yeah, you know, Larry, I want to be clear. I want to be very, very clear. I'm not attacking you. I'm saying therapists are needed. But what's also needed for us as a people is knowledge of self. And I think if we attain that and really get the information and apply it, that'll help us as well, just as much as therapy. So I'm not saying, I'm not attacking you. I'm not saying that you're not needed, because people need you too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a lot of times the therapy that you provide might open people's eyes to go get that knowledge of self. You feel what I'm saying?
Everybody can't get there.
Let me add to your narrative. Therapy helps you get knowledge of self.
Yeah.
So, And there are multiple roads to knowledge of self, which I agree.
Right.
But when we say to the audience, you don't that it's just optional. I say no. It's imperative. It's imperative because our society is predicated on relationships. Not everybody's gonna pick up a book. My most therapeutic experiences had absolutely nothing to do with the book. It had to do with me being connected to somebody. And we live in a society where we are disconnected from each other. And that is why I promote mental health, is because oftentimes most people don't have anyone to talk to that they can really say something to. That's the reality. That is the reality of the human experience, as we know it, especially the Black experience. We like to think we all one tribe and we got each other's back, but we are really isolated if we really be honest with ourselves. And I'm gonna leave you with that note there. It is not about the knowledge that you get from therapy. It is the relationship that allows you to explore yourself. So I agree with you. And that is priceless. That experience is priceless, and it's an experience that everybody needs. I just want to iterate that. Sorry, Mari.
We appreciate you, Larry, for all that. I think it's definitely needed, and I want all of you guys that need it, please reach out to this man, and this is where you can reach him at. We got Larry's information up top.
He
can refer. He can definitely refer. Please reach out to him, J4BG brand on Facebook, or the same also as his website, www.j4bg.org. Also, we appreciate Mekamalo for joining the program. Mekamalo, you can find him at IG Mekamalo. Just look him up. Yeah, he got plenty of stuff going on.
I need more followers. He's trying to get verified on IG.
He got so much stuff going on. This man,
a lot.
If you're doing anything musically, please hit this man's line. Okay. Also on the line, we appreciate Raven for joining the program. Raven, she's on Facebook. You can reach her and give her a shout out. Click on those pictures. She got some beautiful pictures up there as well. But yeah, definitely hit her up at times. Mm-hmm. And then we got the homie Bang once again. Like he said, he's got so much stuff and music coming out. Hit him on bang2real.net. Check out his website. He's got so much stuff dropping. And he's also got the written, was it the Written Rumble?
Yeah, the Written Rumble. Written Rumble Series 1 already out.
The Written Rumble, where it's basically a battle, but it's all written. It's not off the top, it's all written. Yeah, how to 16. So all you MCs looking to drop it there. So we want to appreciate everybody joining the program. I did run over and I apologize. But those of you who got to hear, I think the message was there for you today. I hope you got it. So until next time, y'all, I'm your boy, Mr. to the Jizzle. This is Radio 22's Talk 22. Peace.